In 1922, a family living on a remote farm in Germany began noticing something strange. Footprints appeared in the snow, leading from the forest to their house, but there were no footprints leading back out. Then they heard footsteps in the attic. Tools began to go missing, and someone had been using their house without them knowing. Days later, every member of the family was found brutally murdered. To this day, no one knows who the killer was. The story takes place at a small, isolated farm called Hinterkaifeck, located in Bavaria, Germany. The farm was home to 6 people: Andreas Gruber, his wife, Cecilia, their widowed daughter, Victoria's 2 children, and a newly hired maid. The property sat far from other homes, surrounded by fields and forest. It was quiet, remote, and completely cut off from the outside world. Days before the murders, Andreas Gruber noticed something disturbing: footprints in the snow leading from the forest to the house. But there were no footprints leading back. He searched the property, but found nothing. Then things got even stranger. The family began hearing footsteps in the attic. At night, when everyone was supposed to be asleep. A set of house keys went missing, and one of the maids quit her job suddenly. She claimed the house was haunted. A new maid arrived shortly after. She had no idea what was about to happen. On the night of March 31st, 1922, something happened inside that farmhouse. Investigators later believed that members of the family were lured one by one into the barn. One after another, they were attacked. The weapon was believed to be a mattock, a heavy farming tool. All 6 people on the property were murdered. But what happened after was even more disturbing. After the murders, someone continued living on the farm. Neighbors later reported seeing smoke rising from the chimney in the days after the killings. The farm animals were still being fed. Bread had been freshly cut. It appeared that someone had stayed in the house for several days after killing the entire family. Days later, neighbors became concerned when the family failed to appear in town. They went to the farm to check on them. What they discovered was horrifying. The bodies were found inside the barn and house. The scene suggested that the killer had moved calmly through the property. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of struggle outside the attacks. It was as if the killer had known the layout of the home. Over the years, investigators have proposed many theories, but none have ever been proven. Theory 1. Someone known to the family. Because there was no forced entry, many believe the killer was someone the family knew, possibly someone who had access to the house. Theory 2. A hidden intruder. Some believe the killer had been secretly living on the property before the murders. This could explain the footsteps in the attic, the missing keys, the strange noises at night. If true, the family may have been living with their killer without realizing it. Theory 3. Revenge. Others believe the murders may have been personal, a targeted attack against the family, but no clear motive was ever discovered. Despite a large investigation, the case was never solved. Hundreds of suspects were questioned over the years, but no one was ever charged. The farmhouse was eventually demolished, and with it, many believe important clues were lost forever. Somewhere in that isolated farmhouse, a killer walked freely among the victims, watching, waiting, and when the moment came, striking without warning. Whoever was responsible for the Hinterkaifeck murders was never caught, and the truth behind what happened on that farm remains buried in the past. What do you think happened at Hinterkaifeck? Do you believe the killer was hiding in the house the entire time? Let us know your theory in the comments, and subscribe to Unsolved Mystery Files for more chilling unsolved cases. Because sometimes the scariest mysteries happen right inside our homes.